Hey, what's up everyone, Ollie here. So I love doing these sorts of videos. I love doing workspace videos. I've done a few workspace videos on my channel in the past, just going through the various setups that I've had over the years in different places and things like that. So yeah, I wanted to do an updated 2020 workspace video because I haven't done one, I think, in a few months or a year, I can't remember now. So yeah, I wanted to basically show you the changes I've made and what my setup looks like right now. So let's get straight into it. So I have an Ikea Linman tabletop, which is 200 centimeters wide and 60 centimeters deep. It's a very, very wide desk, that's for sure. I like having all the room, I like having all the space, but I didn't want it to be too deep like some other desks out there that can be 70, 75 centimeters deep. I wanted something that was quite shallow in depth, and this is, I think, the perfect size for me. It sort of puts me at the right distance away from my computer screen so that I can work and stuff, but it still gives me enough space either side to put things wherever I want to as well. To support the weight of the desk and everything else that is on it, I use a leg in the middle and two Alex straws either side. These Alex straws are dark grey. However, I don't think IKEA actually sell them in dark grey anymore. They do offer some other colours now, but yeah, for some reason they've gotten rid of the dark grey. Maybe they weren't very popular. I use these drawer units to basically just stuff things away, you know, whatever I don't want basically inside or on top of my desk. I just put them in the drawers and leave them there. Inside the drawers, I use these Summerer, I think that's called, I think I've butchered the name, but yeah, Summerer sort of like dividers, rubber dividers, which are really useful. I can use them to basically just organize things in my drawers and make sure that I can find things quite easily. They're very cheap, you can get them from IKEA and they're fantastic. You can also cut them to size, so you know, they basically just have one size. You can cut them to whatever size you like and put them in there, and yeah, just a good way to organize your belongings within your drawers. When it comes to my office chair, I'm using the IKEA Marcus chair. Now I think this chair is actually very, very underrated. I've gone through some high-end chairs in the past. I did actually have a Herman Miller Aeron chair, which I'm sure you guys have probably seen before, very popular. A lot of YouTubers do have it, a lot of tech people have it, but I wasn't too keen on it, to be honest. You know, I used it for a few months and I was just like, I don't think it gives me the support that I'm looking for. So I ended up going back to the IKEA Marcus chair and haven't really looked back. I love this chair mainly because of this sort of high upper back support. You know, it supports all of your body up to your head, and I love the cushion at the top so that, you know, when I'm sitting back I can really sort of rest my head and be very comfortable in the chair. Also, when I have it upright, you know, it's perfect for working and stuff because the seat itself is very flat, so you know, you can sit upright, make sure your back is straight, and just be working away at a desk so that you don't have any sort of future back problems. So yeah, I love this chair and I've been using it for years now. Highly recommend it. It's actually very great value for the price. When it comes to what's on top of my desk, we'll start from the right going all the way to the left. So yeah, on the right I have a Valet Tray from Next. I'm not sure they actually sell this anymore, unfortunately, but yeah, really nice sort of ceramic tiley feeling sort of Valet Tray with a nice sort of white and black design to it. I love this thing. I picked it up for quite cheap. I think it was like £10-15, very, very cheap. But yeah, unfortunately I can't find it on their website, so I don't know where you could get it from, to be honest. But yeah, pretty awesome Valet Tray. I just put random things on there. Currently I have just a Starbucks sort of cup bottle thing. I have an Orbs paperweight in black, and then I usually just have my wallet there, my ULX wallet, but sometimes I'll chuck keys or whatever else just in this Valet Tray just to make sure that they're not sliding around on the desk and I have them in one place. One thing that was important was to manage the cables as best as I could. So I have a cable trunk on the back of the desk, which is stuck with double-sided tape. I picked this up from Amazon. I'll try and find a link to it and I'll leave a link to it down below. But yeah, this is awesome. It just goes on the back of my desk. It's stuck onto the back of the desk. It will stick onto most desks. I don't see why it shouldn't. And yeah, you can just feed all your cables through there, and I use it to manage all the cables on my desk. I have a wireless charger from Native Union. I love the look of this thing. It has a nice sort of leather sort of coating on it. and the design is awesome as well. It has sort of like a jagged black and grey design. Yeah, awesome. It's also made from some incredible materials. It's very high quality. It's not cheap though, but yeah, it's fantastic. It charges my iPhone. I usually just put my iPhone there, pop it down and let it charge whilst I'm sitting at my desk. I have a ULX desk mat in grey, which I have just sitting on top of the desk. I love this thing, you know, self-plug basically, because obviously it is from my own store. But yeah, just adds some nice texture, adds some nice softness, and sort of takes away all the whiteness that the desk has. So yeah, I love this thing, and it's perfect for putting my mouse and keyboard on. When it comes to the mouse and keyboard, I'm using the Magic Mouse. I did use the Logitech MX Master 3, but yeah, I just went back to the Magic Mouse. The Magic Mouse just, I think, is better for Mac OS. And yeah, for the keyboard, I'm using the Keychron K2. I've done a video on this before. It's a mechanical keyboard, fantastic mechanical keyboard for anyone who's interested in sort of getting started with mechanical keyboards. And with the way it's designed and with the keys and stuff like that, it's actually perfectly designed for Mac. So that's one of the main reasons why I got it, because it has Mac functionality, Mac keys. So yeah, it just makes it nice and easy to use with my iMac. So my main work machine that I use to do all of my work is a 2019 5K 27-inch iMac. It has a 3 GHz 6-core i5 processor. It has 24 GB of RAM, and it has the Radeon Pro 570X 4GB. And yeah, it's quite a base spec, quite a sort of normal spec. It has also a 1TB SSD, but other than that, you know, it is pretty much a base spec. However, for my work, it's definitely more than powerful enough. I edit all of my videos that you see, my 4K videos from my Sony a7 III on this iMac in Final Cut Pro with absolute ease. It crunches through 4K video files, no problem. And yeah, that's probably the most intense thing it does, because my design work and development work don't really require too much power, you know. So yeah, this 5K iMac for me does the job, and it handles all of my work very easily. I've never really had it slow down on me or have any issues with it. It's just a fantastic machine that has been very reliable for me. As important as it is to keep my workspace clean, it's also important to keep my Mac clean. And Clean My Mac X does that for me. Thanks to Clean My Mac X for sponsoring this video. Clean My Mac X is an all-in-one package to clean up your Mac and make it run just like it did on day one. Clean My Mac X can delete years worth of system junk, find hidden apps and folders, neutralize Mac-specific malware like keyloggers, manage hung and CPU heavy apps, and keep your software up to date. Their Smart Scan lets you fine-tune your whole Mac with one click, showing you what you need to clean up, if your Mac is safe from malware, and what can be done to increase your system performance. The malware remover tool can locate hidden data mining apps, password miners, and backdoor programs, and it will remove them all for you. Clean My Mac X is also notarized by Apple, which assures that the app's code is free from malicious elements. Clean My Mac X has a free demo so that you can try all of the tools before you buy. An annual subscription costs only $40, and it's a fantastic way to keep your Mac protected and running like new for the long term. I have personally used it myself in the past, and it's fantastically well designed and easy to use, so make sure to check out the link in the description because I highly recommend it. On the back of my iMac, I have this really neat sort of shelf thing. It's called the float shelf, and yeah, it's made from aluminium and it's designed to match the iMac as best as it possibly can. And you can use it basically just to hide things away and store things away. I use it to store my hard drives and things like that. Fantastic way just to hide things behind your iMac. I also have a USB dock on the bottom right hand side of my iMac, which basically just clips in to the sort of grill underneath. And yeah, it connects via USB Type-C into the back of the iMac and brings some ports to the front. It's made using peripherals much easier, and I don't have to reach around to sort of put in USB cables or use an SD card. On either side of my iMac, I have my Harman Kardon sound sticks. And I've had these speakers for nearly 10 years now, and I absolutely love them. They have been absolutely flawless in the 10 years that I've owned them. They do obviously have a pretty funny looking design, you know, they don't look like your traditional speakers or anything like that, but they just sound incredible. The sound is very smooth and is basically designed for easy listening. So, you know, sitting behind a computer when you listen to music, listen to podcasts, things like that, or just watching YouTube videos, it is fantastic for that. It also has a subwoofer. The subwoofer gives some really nice clean bass. I think a lot of people think that, you know, speakers should be really loud and be really punchy. That is not the case. You know, speakers, a good set of speakers, you should be able to listen to them even when they're quite quiet, and you should be able to get all the detail, and I think these speakers do that very well. The subwoofer, as I mentioned, is just very clean, gives some really nice smooth bass. It doesn't go as low as some other subwoofers that I've heard in the past, but it's good enough for what I'm doing. As I mentioned, you know, I'm just using it for music, for podcasts, for YouTube videos. You know, I'm not watching full on sort of 4K movies or anything like that with it. But yeah, I've had them for nearly 10 years now and I absolutely love them. I can't see me changing them anytime soon, mainly because I haven't really found anything that sort of fits the same sort of profile that these do. But yeah, I highly recommend them if you're looking for a relatively affordable set of speakers. I think these are some of the best that you can get. So that I can use my iPad Pro as a second display to my iMac, I ended up getting a gooseneck tablet arm. So this gooseneck arm is actually fantastic. It's very, very stiff and holds my iPad Pro very well, and I can rotate it and put it wherever I like. But it isn't an arm that, you know, is basically meant to be moved a lot. You sort of set it and leave it. And yeah, that's what I usually do. Putting my iPad into it is very easy, and yeah, it holds my iPad Pro very comfortably, and I can see it holding the larger iPad Pro no problem as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a high quality sort of tablet arm so that you can use it as a second display, I highly recommend this one. It's actually been very surprising and works very well. Very affordable as well. I'll leave a link to it down below. I have this really nice sort of Scandinavian lamp that I got a few months ago. It's called the JWD Lamp, and yeah, it's made from glass and has a concrete base with a sort of brass handle. And yeah, I just think it adds some nice sort of texture and lighting to my desk, you know, especially in the evenings, because the lamp itself gives off a very, very warm glow. You can change the bulb, you know, the bulb is very easy to change. The glass just comes off, and yeah, you can change the bulb. You can get bulbs from Amazon and stuff if you're looking for a sort of cooler look. But I like the warm look. It's very nice in the evenings when I'm just working or just sitting at my desk. I can turn this on, and yeah, it just adds a nice sort of warm glow to my setup. I have a serial magazine as well with an Orbitkey Nest on top of it, and this Orbitkey Nest is a neat little product. It's a neat little sort of organizer. I use it just to store cables and hard drives and my AirPods and things away. And yeah, it's perfect for someone who travels actually. It also has a wireless charger on the top, and it can be used as sort of like a valet sort of tray as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a sort of like tech organizer, the Orbitkey Nest is a neat little product. I'll leave a link to it down below. I think it's only recently just launched on Kickstarter. But yeah, awesome little product, very well designed, and a good way to protect your little gadgets and cables and things like that. I have some charging cables coming out from the back of my desk, and I mainly use these cables to either charge some phones, devices, AirPods, iPad Pro, whatever it may be. And these are clipped in with a rubber cable clip, which is basically just stuck onto the back of the desk. And yeah, I can just sort of pull these cables out whenever I need to and charge any devices that I need to. I have a plant in the corner of my desk. Just a good way to add some life and some greenery to my otherwise very white and grey and black setup. Yeah, it's the snake plant. I think, well, I like to call it the snake plant. It's just an easy way to call it. There is a more official name for it, but yeah, I really like it, and I've always been a fan of these snake plants, so I thought I'd get one. Behind my desk on the wall, I have some prints from linksupply.com. I actually designed these prints myself, and I've been surprised at how popular they are. A lot of you have bought them and used them and sent me pictures of them up in your workspace, whatever. But yeah, these are 50 by 70, 50 centimeters by 70 centimeters. They are very large, quite big, but I like that. I wanted them to be quite big to take up that wall. Otherwise that wall was quite plain looking. On the left hand side though, I have a Muto folded shelf. This is the medium sized one. I really like this shelf. I have a random frame in it with a picture. I don't actually know where this picture is from. I got it printed years ago. I just found it randomly online, and I just thought, hey, let's just print it, and I put it in there. So unfortunately I don't have a link to it. Next to that I have an hourglass timer, which I got from Zara, and then I just have an iPhone box. I need to put some more things on this shelf actually, because it is looking quite bare. But other than that, that is my 2020 workspace setup. I'm very happy with where it is right now and what it is like right now. I am still looking for a desk though, like a proper desk rather than using Ikea stuff. But there's nothing wrong with the Ikea stuff. I think Ikea do some great products as long as you take care of them and aren't too rough with them, because you know they do get marked up and whatever else quite easily. As long as you take care of them, I think they can last a very long time. I've had my Alex drawers on my desk for 2 years now, I think. Actually longer than that, 3 years maybe. And yeah, they've held up very, very well. But yeah, very happy with this setup. It is a very productive workspace setup for me. I get all of my work done here. And yeah, I basically just run my business and everything all from here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe for more.